I failed. I failed my small account challenge. I'm coming to you humbly with this video. This is not the video that I thought I was going to be putting out about this particular topic. For the last month, I have been trying to grow a small account. I succeeded at growing the small account, and then I blew it all in one day. Really, I blew it all in like a couple of minutes. I didn't tell my YouTube community I was doing the small account challenge. I didn't tell my Discord community I was doing the small account challenge. I was just doing it privately every day, scalping, taking small gains, using my different strategies with Forex. And I was taking hella screenshots along the way, which I will be including in this video. And the plan was to put out a video when the challenge was complete. And the video title was going to be how I built my account from $300 to $3,000 in 30 days. That was the title that I had already in my head that I wanted to put out on YouTube. And that was the plan. I went from $300 to $1,040 and then blew it. And so I wasn't going to put this video out because it's embarrassing. I've been a profitable trader for 4 years now. I haven't blown an account in years. And it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to come on here and tell you guys that I blew an account when I feel like I should be beyond that point. I should be past that. And then I realized when I was saying these things out loud that that is my ego talking. And so I wanted to come on to YouTube humbly and let you guys know all of the lessons that you can take from my mistakes, all the things that I did wrong so that you don't have to go through the same thing that I went through. I'm going to show you guys how I was able to build the account, and I'm also going to show you guys how I was able to lose the account in just a couple of minutes. And hopefully with this video you can take many lessons and learn many things to do and not to do when building a small account. So like I said, I took lots of screenshots because I was documenting this entire journey. So just be prepared to look at all the screenshots that'll be popping up on the screen as we go through this. But let's start from the very beginning. So I started getting back into Forex heavily in April. I was like, all right, I think I want to do a small account challenge. I haven't done one in so long, but I think I want to do it on Forex using the TradeLocker platform because I was really getting into this platform and I wanted to document it. So I decided to deposit $300 into my KOT Forex account, which is my broker. I deposited $300 and I was just testing out my strategies little by little that like midweek of April. So I was able to get that $300 to $430 fairly quickly. So this screenshot was taken into trading day, April 22nd. I had $430. All my trades were closed out, and that was my balance. So I was like, all right. I went from $300 to $430 in like a week. I was using the right lot size, and everything was just going in my favor. So I'm like, all right, I'm feeling confident about going into this small account challenge. So I'm continuing to do my strategy, which a lot of it was the weighted buy limit strategy. So if you guys have my Forex Mystery School course, which is closed right now, I am opening up a new course that's going to be combining all my things that will be opening up in mid-June. The weighted buy limit strategy is the strategy that I was using for the majority of this challenge. So I'm building my accounts little by little by little. So this is April 23rd. The very next day, I'm up to $500 in my balance. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting really confident. I'm like, I'm killing it. I'm killing it. Before I went to sleep every night, I kept track in my notes app how much money I was ending the day with. And as you can see, throughout the challenge, every day I was pretty much ending the day higher than the previous day, besides a couple of days. And then towards the end, I started holding on to drawdown, which is my first mistake, which we'll get into in a minute. But this is still April 24th, still the beginning of this challenge that I was doing. And now I'm at 561. I'm like, all right, I'm going to be at $3,000 in no time, because that was my ultimate goal. My ultimate goal was to hit $3,000. I wanted to have the video title be how I went from $300 to $3,000 in no time, you know, and have like a viral moment. That was my plan, but you know, I need to do it first. April 24th, everything's going good. This is one photo of the buy limit strategy, the weighted buy limit strategy, where I'm down for the moment, but as the day goes on and we're bouncing from the levels, I'm getting in profit. And here's where things started getting a little I might be using a little bit too much size for my account. This is April 29th, and I was in a drawdown of negative $200, which was my biggest drawdown of this challenge so far. And I'm like, all right, maybe I need to lower my size a little bit because I shouldn't have that much drawdown on this move. On NAS 100 mini, I shouldn't have that much drawdown. My size is too heavy. So I'm adjusting things as I go, but luckily this worked out for me. As you can see on this screenshot, I have popped up. This is April 29th. I popped up. These two screenshots were taken less than 45 minutes away from each other. So the pop-up happened quickly and I ended up getting back into profit from that negative 200. Isn't that crazy? But that's how the weighted buy limit strategy works. Okay, so this is April 30th. The next day, I'm in some more drawdown, but this time I'm using sell limits because I believe that we were going to be going down further. So I wanted to catch that on the retracement. As you can see, that worked out for me. I am securing my profits little by little. This is where my progress, I would say, started to kind of slow down. The beginning of May, my progress started to slow down. I started taking smaller profits than I was before because I was still kind of messing with my size too much. So at the end of the day on April 30th, I'm ending the day with $600. So I'm happy with that. All my trades were closed out and we're good. May 1st, I have some more orders in, but I'm starting the day straight up 6 a.m. in a $133 drawdown, which is not ideal at all. But I ended up ending the day with $630. May 2nd, I'm starting the day in profit, which I love to see. I'm taking my gains when I see them. I'm see profit, take profit, because this is the small account, and I'm still messing with my size to figure out what size is going to be working for me with an account this size. And I was starting to get in the groove of things. So then this is May 6th. I have an equity of $779. I'm feeling good about this challenge. And we're just steady climbing, y'all. I will show you guys a clip here of the movement on the charts so far. This challenge was mainly done trading US 30 mini, NAS 100 mini. I did a little bit of Bitcoin in the beginning, just a little bit. And I did a little bit of SPX 500 mini. So here we are, May 6th, end of day. My equity is $812. I'm starting to trade NAS 100, not mini now. This is where I started to get a little bit in trouble. All right, this is a good day, the end of May 6th. I'm $40 in profit on 0.01 lot size of the regular size NAS 100. That's fine. But I started playing with NAS 100 a little bit too much. And I was getting a little impatient with how slow my progress was starting to get. I wanted to see that $3,000 faster. And that was my first mistake, was becoming impatient with my progress. Up to this point, this is May 7th. I am steadily making so much progress, but yet it wasn't fast enough for me. So I started trading NAS 100 regular. I definitely should have stuck with NAS 100 mini. I was on a roll with that. That was working for me. Slow and steady wins the race every time, and I should have stuck with that, but I didn't. I started playing with NAS 100, and that's where things started getting a little messy. So May 8th, I still have an equity of over $800. I was trading NAS 100 regular size. I should have had more equity than that, but I was just kind of getting into like this break-even mode. All right, so May 9th, I woke up to some great profits. I was back to using NAS 100 mini and US 30 mini. As you can see, $64 in profit to start the day. My equity is $838. The next day, I still was sticking with NAS 100 mini, and see, this is why it's so important to go back and look at your trades, because you can see what was working for you and what was not working for you. These screenshots, even me doing this video right now, I'm realizing that my most profitable screenshots are the ones with NAS 100 mini, not NAS 100 regular. So this is all NAS 100 mini and US 30 mini, and my equity is $897. All my open trades are in profit. May 13th, I had a little bit of a drawdown. I was still using the weighted buy limit strategy. Had even more drawdown. This is still May 13th. And I ended up ending the day with less equity than my balance, which was the first time that had happened in a minute. I'm just gonna have to hold on to some drawdown overnight. This is where I also started breaking my rules. I do not like to hold drawdown overnight. I really do not, especially not in the hundreds. There's no reason for me to go to sleep negative $100 something. That should not be a thing. But I was breaking my rule. My strategy, I'm feeling confident about it still. It's just taking a while to play out, and I'm holding way too much drawdown overnight. And so I even started setting up pending stop limits, sell limit orders. So I had some sells and some buys going on at the same time, which means I was not 100% confident that we were not going to be going down any lower. But as you can see on this screenshot, May 14th, all those green lines are buy orders. So I had more invested in us going up than going down. But because I started kind of like counteracting my own plan with setting up sells along the way, that means I was not confident in myself and I was not sure in my plan, because there's no reason for me to be, oh, okay, I'm closing out a buy and I'm going to put in a sell. I'm not confident. I'm flip-flopping. I'm not sure. When you're not sure, you should not trade. And so this day, I definitely should not have traded. And there's a couple days after this that are just like this. So with this day, all right, I'm taking a little bit of a loss because of the way I was closing buys and opening up sells, and we were going up. We continued to go up, but I wasn't confident in that, so I was starting to not hold my buys long enough, and I was opening up sells along the way. So no bueno. So May 14th, 10:49 a.m., my margin level percent is super high. I like to keep my margin level percent under 20%. It's at 29%. So there's a rule that I'm breaking right there. I have way too many open trades for my account size. My equity is lower than my balance. And I had sells and buys going on at the same time. Everything I just said means close out all your trades and stop for the day. That's what I should have done. I should have closed out all my trades and stopped for the day. But I didn't, because I was so invested in this challenge. And I did not want to take any more losses. I was already out of the 800s at this point. Now I'm down to 700s. My equity's in the 600s. I was losing confidence, and I was getting scared. And you can tell by this screenshot right here, May 14th at 1:34 p.m., drawdown of negative $242. I have sells at the bottom, and I have buys at the top. That means that I am scared. I'm scared. I'm scared that if we go down any lower, I might get margin called or start to get margin called. But once again, I was correct in my initial thought that we were going to go up. With this very next screenshot, 2:33 p.m., literally 1 hour later, we shot up on US 30 mini. I could have been in profit if I wouldn't have held on to that $40 sell. You see at the bottom, that $40 sell. If I wouldn't have held on to that, I would have been in profit. But because I got scared and I psyched myself out, I set up that sell order to try to get some profit if we went down any further. No, I shouldn't have opened that up. I shouldn't have opened that up. You don't sell at the bottom. You buy at the bottom. And I knew that. But that drawdown, that negative $242, the negative $242 drawdown was scaring me and psyching me out. And I was so invested in wanting this challenge to work out that I opened that up, and I ended up being right. We ended up shooting up. That's why I had all those buy orders up there to begin with, because that was my original trade plan. Anyways, long story short, May 14th, I ended up profitable, and my balance is now $866, and I'm feeling good. I made a lot of profit that day to get me back from the 600s. All right, May 15th, I woke up to some really good news. Right at 8:30 a.m., we had some news that came out, and I was up $91 on my account. That got me over the $1,000 milestone, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, I got over that $1,000 before the technical trading day even opened for me. The technical trading day doesn't open for me till 9:30. That's when I really am at the computer and looking at it. I'm at 1,001 equity, and I didn't even technically trade for the day. This is just from trades that I was holding overnight. And I'm like, yay, technically, I don't even have to trade today. I just made over $100 profit. I don't really need to trade today. I should have not traded today because I ended up not having the best day trading this day. I should have stopped at this $1,000 equity, but I didn't. I continued to trade, and I ended up losing some money this day. So it's like, when you have a good day, just let it be a good day. Just let it be a good day. Another lesson right there. May 16th, I'm still using the buy limit strategy. I'm back to just primarily doing NAS 100 mini. It's hard to explain with this screenshot, but we went down and we popped up, which is how the weighted by limit strategy works. It capitalizes off of that. All those pending limits were once orders that I already closed out their profit. But as you can see, we went beyond that. I should have held onto those orders and not closed them out. So this day, which is May 16th, had the potential to be a very profitable day for me, but I was closing out my buys like right as they got into profit. So here I was holding on to those top ones a little bit longer. I'm $40 up. Okay, cool. May 17th, I'm back in drawdown, but ending the day in profit. And that's kind of how it went with the weighted by limit strategy. You're in drawdown for a little bit, but then when it pops up, you get back in profit. So now this is Tuesday the 21st. This is like the day that things started getting not okay for me. So I was holding drawdown for the last previous days. I had these pending stops at the top, and I had these non-profitable buys that I was holding on to. And then I had pending stops again at the bottom. So once again, I was in a situation where I felt scared and I was too prideful to just close out my trades. I should have just closed out my trades. At this point, my account was barely over $1,000. I could have if I would have closed out all my trades right here, right now, May 21st at 9:20 a.m., I still would have had an $800-something account. That's more than enough to take that, trade the next day, and get back into that $1,000. And this is why I blew my account. I was too prideful to just take this $248 loss. This moment right here is where I should have closed out everything because I was unsure and unprofitable. Those are two things that you should not be when you're trading. It's really that cut and dry. I was unsure and unprofitable. And up to this point, I have been trading for 20 days straight on this challenge. Didn't take not one day of a break. I was due for a break. And I talk about that a lot. This is what's so frustrating. It's because I preach this stuff. I preach, don't trade every day if you're not sure. I preach, it's okay to not trade every day. I preach that. And I was given the opportunity to practice what I preach, and I did not. And that ended up costing me my entire account instead of $248. So, same day, May 21st at 10:06 a.m., I'm getting back into profit. I'm cutting into my drawdown. I'm now negative 169. Even better time for me to close everything out, but I didn't. I was still holding. Now I'm negative 150. Okay. Not only did I start holding, but I started opening up more positions. And the reason why is because I was trying to stay in that $1,000 range. I was so, at this point, obsessed with staying in the $1,000 range. So I started opening up more positions because, like, we're going up. Let me open up some more positions so I can get back there faster instead of waiting for this entire move to play out. I could probably get there in like a 50% retracement if I opened up more positions at the bottom. That was my thought process. I was holding that overnight. I held that overnight. The next day, 12:02, I'm now down negative $367. This is the most drawdown that I had ever seen on my account during this entire challenge, and this is now day 21. Spoiler alert, this is the day that I blew my account. So again, given an opportunity to just swallow my pride and just close out the trade. But the reason why I did not close out these trades, I didn't close out any positions. The reason why I didn't close out any positions is because we had FOMC minutes coming out at 2 p.m. on this day, on Wednesday, the 22nd. Not only was I prideful of not wanting to close out my positions, but I had such a bias that we were going to go up after FOMC minutes came out. My bias was so strong, it was like blinding me. It was blinding my actual logic. It literally was, because every other FOMC minutes, we shoot up. And so because of that, and this is why I feel like a broken record, because it's like, if you know better, then why aren't you doing better? Yeah, trust me, I'm having these conversations with myself. But the thing is this is why I don't trade primarily fundamentals. Fundamentals are not guaranteed. You know what is guaranteed though? The charts. The charts. And this is why I'm a technical analysis trader for moments like this. I was going off of the fundamental bias that every other FOMC minutes we shot up. That screenshot was taken at 12:02 p.m. I'm negative $367. But I'm like, if I just hold it for 2 more hours, because FOMC minutes was coming on at 2 p.m. I was like, if I just hold it for 2 more hours, it'll all be worth it. That's what I was telling myself. And I had nothing to go off of but the previous FOMC results. We started popping a little bit. It's 1:30. We're popping a little bit. Now it's 1:42. Almost 15 minutes until it comes out, and we drop down. Now I'm negative $481. And, I'm like, I'm still not freaking out too much because I'm like, oh, a drop, those are just people trying to fake you out. It's going to pop. It's going to pop. I was so confident that it was going to pop. And that was literally just fundamental bias, this is why I'm not a fundamental trader. I knew better. And I paid for it. The FOMC minutes came out, and I don't even have the screenshot because it happened so fast. I just have the aftermath, my account balance on Wednesday, May 22nd at 2:43 p.m., $83.96, and my equity is $55. It happened so fast, and I'll show you guys the replay on the screen right now. I got margin called. Margin call is when you don't have enough money in your account for your, to hold these trades, to hold this drawdown. And so your broker will start closing out trades for you. They're like, okay, you don't want to close out trades? We'll close it out for you. Trust me, you don't want your broker to close out trades for you because they close out the largest number first. And sometimes you can catch it and start closing out some of the smaller ones. But if it's a really fast drop or a really fast pop, if you're doing sells, you can't catch it. And I just remember looking at the screen at 2 o'clock and just seeing orders closed. I'm not touching the screen. I'm literally sitting in my car and just watching the broker just close out all the orders. So I got margin called, and I blew my account in minutes. And I wish I would have screen recorded it, but I was like traumatized watching this happen. I hadn't seen that happen in so long. The last time I saw that happen was 2020, or maybe the beginning of 2021 on Bitcoin. So I was just like in awe that I let it get that bad, but it's nobody's fault but myself. As you can see throughout this challenge, I was on a roll. And then I started making bad decisions. I started breaking my own rules. And then that very last day, I broke all of my rules. I traded fundamentals. I went to the day with a bias. I had too much pride. I had sells and buys open at the same time. I was way over my margin level percent. So I didn't even take a screenshot of that. But when I had that like negative 400 something drawdown, negative 300 something drawdown on that last day, my margin level percent was at like 60, 70, 80% at one point. My rule is to be under 20%. What? Like when I'm like reciting this right now, it's like, of course you lost your account. I literally broke all of my rules in one day. Sometimes you got to get humbled. I got cocky. I broke all my rules, trying to prove a point. And this wasn't even a public challenge. I was not updating my Discord group on this account. This wasn't even a public challenge. I could have just taken my L in private. I literally could have just taken my L in private, and I didn't. I hope you guys learned something from this. I know that this was a pretty lengthy video, but I wanted to go in detail in this video because it's important. And I'm happy that I am a self-reflective, self-aware person where I can not only reflect on my mistakes, but also recite them to you guys so that hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes, because it's important. It's important that we try not to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. Like I said, I haven't blown an account in so long, so this was super embarrassing for me. But, things happen. It is what it is. So I hope you guys appreciate me still putting this video out, even though it's not the results that I wanted to showcase. It's the reality. And if you guys like that, then give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.